You haven't done anything. So you can't lay claim to what is called love. We already see the template of love from scriptures. That love is full of work. There must be actions. But you met somebody, maybe in this relationship right now, you know, as you were sitting at that corner, she's sitting here, and somehow you turned and your gazes met. So it was love at first sight. And the only work you did was to get her contact. Or because you are blessed to sit beside them. And then today, as I came up, I said, turn to your partner. Turn to your partner. Or to your neighbor. Better put. Because partner is a dangerous word. Turn to your neighbor. As you turn to your neighbor, your gazes met. Say, wow. Effortless. No work. And that reminds me, those that have partners should sit with their partners. Because of the things I want to say. If you don't have, don't try to stand up. Some of you are trying to stand up. Why are you trying to stand up? For what? Is it in hope? If you are with your, okay, John, I mean, come and sit. She's a protocol. I mean, if you're in a relationship, go and sit. Let's first mark territories so that you can know those that are left. Debbie, you are going to live there. Are you in a relationship? Please find another space for. Sorry about that. There's a space here, Debbie. Akan is busy. Most people are not standing up. Oh, wow. We have work to do in this church. Some of them are online. Okay, you are ready, but a pillar is separating you. You have two pillars around you. That's a man. Where is it, Jiro? Better call him. He was in service this morning. Get him. Who else? I'm looking around. The ones I know. Some of you are trying to hide. You don't stand up because you don't want me to find out. Okay, if your is well seated. All these single boys are just. All right. Okay. There's more work to be done. More work to be done. Praise God. Because I'm going to try to say some things that I would like that you look at each other when I say those things. That's why I said that it's not to torment anybody. It's just because there are things I will say that is say them. So there's an illusion with the person that says he falls in love, because the people they see are perfect. Perfect. Sometimes it's some attributes, money, looks, one or two things. But he has not come close yet. They've not interacted. They've not spoken about money. Maybe he has not heard. Because when you hear her speak English, you don't want to take her home because she will embarrass you. You've not seen her grades yet. She looks bright on the outlook, but inside is not so bright. You've not seen her at work. Or like some of you like, you've not seen her pray yet. Some of you like people that pray very well. You like praying men. You don't like praying mantis. So, in this in-love stage, you are usually emotionally obsessed with a person. You don't see much. You go to bed thinking of the other person. You see it's so perfect. You say, we understand each other so well. Lies. After 1 week, say the moment we were conversing, everything we were doing. Before I finish my statement, she would complete it. She seems to get me. I want to get here. They don't get you like that. So she seems to get me. She seems to understand me. In the whole wide world, she seems to understand me. Those are statements. You can't make those kind of statements until you are at least 2 years with somebody. I'm serious. I'm telling you what I know. It may look like you understand each other. You even tell yourselves, I know we may always have issues, but we are going to know how to resolve it. We are just going to be the sweetest couple in the world. Good confession. But the reality is not so. Except one of you or both of you are lying to each other. If at least one person is reading a relationship, you will find the faults easily. Because we were not made the same way. We were not trained the same way. We were not raised the same way. Therefore, there is more to love than what you see at the first encounter, or even what you feel. It is when the feelings wear down that true love starts. As long as euphoric stage of obsession, you can't measure the quantity of love that you have. Because in that state, you see nothing else. Your mother tells you, can't you see this? I observed this. When she came to the house, she was a little bit rude. No, Mom, you are always reading meaning to everything. But she's actually rude. But you didn't see it until sometime down the line, she shows you. And then you yourself see it. Then you now start remembering. And my mother said it too. So they tell you things, but you push them down. You say your own is too much. Sometimes you feel like your friends are jealous because they are not in a relationship, but you are. They are not happy for you. But they are just trying to watch out for you. They tell you, did you observe this thing? It's not really consistent in church. Have you observed that? Say, don't worry. It's in Heralds. So when we will be consistent. I'm not a magician. There's not anybody that comes to the church that stays consistent. I believe you know. I said, don't worry, once I bring him to Vanguard, Vanguard will work his miracle on him. I'm a miracle worker. So bring them. I will walk you out of the church. So that obsession has to be replaced with a decision. You have to choose to love. You have to choose. Because you are going to see flaws. You will see flaws. But you will tell yourself that in spite, I have chosen to be with this person. At the point of meeting each other, just met briefly, and then you start talking, you connected. You know, most times the first night you guys chat to the night, right? 2 hours call, 3 hours call. So wow, when I got to know her, I even got to discover that we went to the same primary school. Okay. I was a senior by 3 years. Okay. Point 1. Noted. So the moment we began to talk, I saw that we had similar desires. In fact, we have similar kinds of goals. We are going to a similar kind of place. Our purpose is similar. In fact, our spirits are similar. So don't mind what Vanguard said that they have different spirits. But this one, I found my twin spirit. Somebody like me. There is nobody like you, sir. Even your twin is not like you. There is nobody like you on the surface of the whole earth. Tell anybody that say on the surface of the whole earth. Tell them, say, I mean on the surface of the whole earth. There is nobody like you. Yeah. So there is nobody like you. That's why you can never get full satisfaction from a marital relationship by thinking that somebody will ever measure up to your standard. There is nobody that can measure up to your standard. Nobody can tick all your boxes. Nobody can be everything you ever want. You have to make compromises. That's why we always tell you when you want to make a marital choice, you have to weigh the options. Weigh the good and the not so good. Because there will always be good, there will always be not so good. The good may be physical appearance. The not so good maybe that she talks too much. The good maybe that maybe there is money, that one matters to you. Go to church. You weigh all the good and the not so good. And you decide what you want. You decide what you desire. What not so good can I live with? That's primarily what a marital choice is about. And amazingly, there are some not so goods that you will not find out until you are deep in it. Until the wedding ring has been passed across. And because the wedding ring is like they lock you in. for a Christian, not the way the world sees it. And then you discover there's nowhere to go, and they expose themselves to you. So this is where I've always been.